Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another exciting episode of Veni, Vidi, Vici. I am Bridger, and today we are jumping back into our hopefully reckless advances into conquering the world. We want to see what happens when we push the envelope a little bit, trying to get 3 times the score of our nearest competitor. Right now, that's Ptolemaic Egypt, and their income has come back up. That's unacceptable. After this foray into Macedonia, I think we need to go after the Ptolemaic Egyptians again, although Epirus is nipping at their heels. So, an ideal situation would see us conquer Egyptus Interior, because I think that's where most of their victory points are coming from. Actually, that area too, in the center, which is Egyptus Major. Those 2 areas provide them most of their victory points. So if we grab those from them, we'll be in good shape. We can maybe also grab these along the coast, because why not? Yeah, these are actually, it's only 1 legacy point. Really? Oh, it's not at 5,000. I thought that was 39,000. Okay. That would be 2. That would be 2. So, anyway, our current situation, should you choose to accept it, is that we're at war with the Macedonians. We were actually planning that war, and our ally Epirus decided to go to war with them and call us into it. So now we're trying to take as many of these Macedonian areas as possible. And then we were going to turn and finish off Epirus, but I think the Egyptians need to go first. So we're going to keep Epirus as an ally in our back pocket until we finish off the main source of the Egyptians. Meanwhile, in the north, we keep having problems with these factions, and I was hoping to build a client state up here that would be able to expand this way and just knock out all these factions and protect me, but it's not working, so we're just going to push to the sea. Maybe we'll get a client state that takes over Denmark, like they'll have this area, and that's all we care about. Oh no, we lost our good general? That's a pain. Was that this guy? Yeah, he was leading the... Oh no. I guess we gotta give him this one. He's attacking the Gothans right now. I actually don't want anything other than what I've taken from them, to be honest. Well, you know what? I could take this and let them have this and try to give them make them a client state. Give them all of this, make them a client state. I'll take all of this. It'll be beautiful. In the meantime, we've got a piece of an army here that has to meet up with who? Oh, we built a second army and it merged with the default one here. That's annoying. Alright, those 8 plus 1, 2, 3... No, just 2. And then, looks like we have... Well, that's an odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that means we've got 5 left over from the original Gallic army, so that's not right. So we're going to split this off. And this was going to be Assault Army 2, or did we already make Assault Army 2? We made Assault 2. So maybe this has to be helping us out in Germania. Germanic Army 2. I don't think we need another army to take on the Macedonians. We have 3 now. We have the Vanguard, the Assault 1, and the Assault 2. I think that's enough. If we really need an assist, we can send in the Balkan Army, which really should have its own cataphracts, I think. We should give that to the Balkans, because there's a lot of hills, and the cataphracts are actually okay in hills. So let's build a couple of those, and hopefully we'll remember to send them up there. Actually, let's send these up there to merge with that army. Meanwhile, the Gallic Legion is going to head back to Gaul. Where else? Specifically, I'm going to have them go help out Massalia. We took the objective that the Gothans had from us. Oh, we got a 1-1 general. I didn't see them. What's our new objective here? Oh, wow. Really? That? All the way out there? That's annoying. What else do we have as objectives? Those two. There should be a fourth one somewhere. Maybe it will be assigned to us soon, because I don't see a fourth. Oh well. We've got our own plans. We don't need objectives to tell us what to do. So, this is our forest army. Let's make sure when we're moving our forest army around that we're actually fighting in forest, because they are actually quite good in forest. Was there a 1-1 I missed? Yeah, that guy. Okay, 1-1's pretty good. So let's go, hopefully, finish off this army, because these guys need even more veterancy. They're doing okay, but they need more XP so that they can be stronger, faster. I wonder, do they get more hit points when they have more XP? How does that work? What's the deal there? I think it's the type that determines the number of hit points and everything. I'm not actually sure. I know experience level determines minimum roll, which can matter. But it doesn't always. This is the army I accidentally sent in to fight in the plains when they're really much better in forests. They also need a general, so let's give them a 1-0 for now. And they're going to get reinforcements. They need 3 more archers and some cavalry. Did I build that here? I did the 3 more archers. I don't remember if I built cavalry anywhere for them. They do need it. Rete cavalry could be fine. There we go. I think Cisalpine cavalry get more in the name of XP. It would be nice to see a provincial level, like what kind of XP bonuses are we looking at here. So hopefully we'll remember. We're building Cisalpine cavalry for these guys. These guys were coming over here to build something. Oh, they were going to build a Roman camp, because I think the Pas de Calais here, or Nemetia, if we want to be specific, is one of the only areas that can be raided because it's across a single sea area. So I want to make sure this is defended from raids, because we did have a raid from one of these Bretone or whatever. So that's why that legion is over there. The rest of the legions, this guy built up a Roman camp. We're going to upgrade it to limes right now, because I don't want the Macedonians just come in behind and retake things that I've already taken from them, because it stacks up these just conquered with pacified bonuses, penalties rather, and those stacking penalties really suck. It would be nice if we had a little bit of culture going on here. I know it's not a lot because of the just conquered penalties and what have you, but we've got this one blockaded. They do still have some significant power here with the 66, and that could cause, I mean, we'll probably win if we assault it, but it can probably sting us a little bit. We could probably lose some hit points and need to stop and recover. I don't think that's an acceptable outcome. So, these guys, unfortunately, did take some hits. So they will have to stop and recover, except no, they won't, because, you know, they could take this one. That one is going to be an easy grab. Oh, that is not Macedonian. My mistake. This is, and I don't want to assault them. I'd like to spend the moment here, because we do have enough loyalty to at least get their effectiveness back. Building city walls versus loyalty. They get a lot of loyalty back once these go away. We're going to build city walls here. And these guys are actually going to spend a turn here also building a Roman camp. For the same stated reasons. The first couple we conquer, we need to make sure we can hold, and then we'll push on from there. Okay. So the vanguard is continuing the siege. These guys are building up limes in the hills here. These guys are building up limes. I don't want the Epirates to get too much of what's going on here. They might take a bunch of these, but I do want most of these Balkan areas, so we'll have to move quickly. So this is the last turn. We'll play a little bit fast and loose. What is this? Ew. I see. Well, I think this is one of those situations where we're technically still on the defense, even if we come out to meet you. So let's do that. This army came down here, actually, to build a camp, but it actually needs to not do that. It needs to come back. This army is going to exit and start the battle, and hopefully these guys will come in as reinforcements if necessary. I don't have any more offensive generals, so that's just is what it is. We need to... Ooh. Damn. Big old Libyan force there. We need to find more places we can stick red buildings so we can get more of those military academies, because we do not have enough generals. So, Umbria is here. They don't need this. Upgrade to sewers is green, so that seems like a good play. Free health bonus for a very big city is very important. Here we're looking for infrastructure and culture. That is not culture. And we don't need that loyalty. The other options here is a warehouse and a builder's hall, which we definitely want. So I think we need to cycle here. Or do we build a weapons depot? I don't think so. I don't think this is an area where we're building red buildings. We've already got two regions, here and here, that we're focusing pretty heavily on red buildings. Down in the toe, we actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe we build another red building here. Not this one, though. Maybe an archery. No, what else? Stables? Roman camp? Can be upgraded to an army provisioner. It increases weapon stockpile. I almost never build troops here is the thing. Coastal fortress is probably ideal for this area, so let's keep cycling until we can get them. Then hopefully the turn after that we can get a military academy. Over here... Ooh. An academy period is also good. Lots and lots of culture, decadence reduction, you know it. Over here we just talked about, this is one of our red building areas. Unless we can get something else very good. So the salt house is pretty valuable. Health and a little bit of food too. This thing's going to take a long time to grow if we don't do that. Plus it's apparently the capital? That's fine. So what do we got? We got Ionia here. Definitely needs a palisade. We want these islands to basically be... No, I don't think we want that, but man, this is new. Food, infrastructure, and metal. I don't like that. I don't need to take that chance. These islands are all going to be focused a little bit on culture, but let's also do military for them. Why not? We've already got all of this. This apparently is supposed to be a food-based area. Germanic cavalry, what are they specialized in? They're just regular skirmishers with slightly better stats? I don't think I need to worry about this as a weapons depot. So a monument, let's not get the decadence, let's cycle. Here, this is supposed to be money and infrastructure. A fair is all the money we need. Yep, let's get another yellow building for that. Here we've got infrastructure and food. Is a quarry necessary? No, we've got stone adjacent. So I think not. A shepherd's house. I mean, what do we have for food buildings here? We even have level 2 stuff already. Let's cycle. Looking for better options. Although we've got 3 red buildings. What was the one it was offering? A level 1? Meh. Cycle's the correct answer. This is looking for culture. We don't have the honey or luxuries. If we did, we could really consider this, but as we don't, let's ignore that. A barracks is very valuable through growing troops. This region, however... Oh, this is part of that region, so yes, we definitely want to build a barracks here. Each of those provinces... Or sorry, each of the regions in that province, I want them all to have 6 red buildings. That's what I'm doing there. A palisade on the edge, yep. The capital, should the capital have a siege workshop? It gives some pretty cool garrisons, as I recall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This already has an academy. Doesn't need any more red buildings. What it does need is more yellow buildings, since apparently I'm trying to make this into a money hub. This 2, a market would be good. This 3, a forge has some decent money, and actually we get almost all of the bonuses. It would import copper, that's good. Okay, let's do it. This needs a palisade. Over here, you remember, we need red buildings because that military expertise is based on your number of red buildings divided by your number of provinces. If it's at least 4, then you get bonuses. That's what we're trying to do. Cultural site, too hard to ignore for these areas that still need a lot of conversion. Importing flax, it's already local, but producing cloth, which isn't local, pretty useful. Wow, growth in 13 turns, despite the fact that it's got all these people on food. I just don't understand that. Let's build a little bit more on the food here. This is about infrastructure and culture, but we do have some free upgrade options here. Solid walls, just because it's so close to the border right now. This is infrastructure, food. I haven't actually done this one yet. This is part of which province? It's part of the Batavia province, which has what? Ugh, mostly marsh. This is going to be the only area that's good for food. So then these guys should probably be infrastructure and culture. I haven't really organized it yet, but that's where we're going to start. Street parlor's pretty good. Because we have papyrus nearby, that's why. Alright. Oh, our bulwark here. Did this ever get an academy? It doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but we do have massive walls. Yeah, we definitely want that. And then we're definitely looking for an academy here. Anything that has at least 6 red buildings needs to get an academy. Period. Okay, so that should be it. We're ready to move on. Blockading. This is a fleet. We need to go sink it. Give these guys some more XP. Unfortunately, those guys have terrible leadership, so we'll see what actually happens. This navy might disrupt my army that's moving through here. I hope it doesn't, but maybe our navy will come to the rescue in time. So our exiting out should disrupt and fight that army in Asia Minor in a second. Yep, there it is. Now, we are defending. Okay, so when you exit a garrison that's under siege, you are counted as the defender, which is great if it's a very rough terrain, but this is a plain, so that doesn't really help us. What it does help us is I picked the right general for the situation. So, auxilia are quite good compared to urban militia anyway. Ugh. I don't think this is going to go well. It says that we have more military power, but I don't think that's right. Oh, wow. We got lucky on that roll, I think. Damn! The auxilia had a nice high minimum... Whoa! Yep, crushed. Nice high minimum roll. 15-2. Those guys had a huge advantage. Yeah, this is going to go badly. I should have stayed inside and waited. I just thought it would work out. Alright, nope, they won. Did they take the area? Oh, that's not cool. I gotta get it back now. I mean, I've already got an army going back, but still. Let's see. Macedonia. This should be automatic. Yeah. Oh, we lost Celtic cavalry, though. Because it was a plains battle, so the Celts had to actually fight. Alright, that gets it back. They might not have won that battle if the guys hadn't come out, so who knows. Or maybe if they had come in as a relief, then the guys would have come out. Anyway, so this is pretty much automatic. We lost another general! God. But at least we knocked out another army. Might send him back to get healed up this turn. Or we might continue and just try to force the Gothans into a peace as quickly as possible. No, we're not going to peace. You declared war on me. As soon as I get my guys back, you're in trouble, buddy. So this army could actually use a couple more auxilia if it's going to fight in the plains. And the army that we had... Where? Who lost the cavalry? Was it this? I think it was the vanguard, right? Yep, they lost the cavalry. Can we build... We can't build anywhere that was just conquered, I think. So let's build some Cisalpine cavalry here. To send over as reinforcements, because that's the good ones. The good medium cavalry. Hey, we got a 2-0 leader. Okay. What happened to the Dacian forces? Oh, there's a Macedonian fleet out there. I'm glad our navy made it. Or our army made it. Where's our navy? There's our navy. The Vanguard fleet. Go kill that. Oh, they can't kill that force because it's docked. Well, that's annoying. Alright, so the force that came in here to relieve... It's not very strong. Can we build more legions here? We can. I'm actually not sure why we can build more legions. I don't... Maybe the legion camp allows you to build the limes? I guess we can just do it everywhere now. I thought you needed a specific building. Maybe after the Imperial upgrade, you can just build them anywhere. Or maybe the governor's palace? Yeah, it unlocks Italian foot, provincial, and 9 other units. Doesn't say what, but I guess just building a province, now you can build legions here. Did we look? There were slingers, right? Or our Anatolian archers are the option. And we looked at those, and they're actually not better than our archers. Even though our archers say they're weaker. It's 1-3-1-2. These guys are 1-3-1-3, right? Their effectiveness is a little bit higher, but their ranged attack is lower. Max range 1, max damage 2. Same thing. It's just, you know, their ranged attack is 8 and ours is 9. They're mountain men. That's where they get the extra power, but we don't care about that. Because again, unless that affects their ranged attack, it doesn't matter. Okay. So we've killed off the Macedonian or Achaean, right? It was an Achaean force here. What I'd like to do is go use this army to conquer the Achaean here and the Achaean here, just so that they're done. We don't have to worry about them anymore. So we'll try to do that. We're building up an extra couple of legions with here, and they're going to heal up too. Oh, we don't have any just conquered penalties. It's going to be liberated on the same turn. That's good. So it sucks that the garrison was basically kind of destroyed, but we'll add more defenses. So were the limes still there? Yeah. So the limes must have added some of those garrisons. All right. Anyway, these guys built up the limes. Let's build the regional roads here as well. Or do we go? Let's see. Yeah, no, they're ready to go. They've healed up everything they can do. The vanguard's going to come up through here, so let's have these guys go right here. Oh, the Epirates are already there, so we're going to charge in and take it. Ooh, that's a tough call. If we siege this, like assault this, we will get the region, but it's going to be real tough. I think we wait a turn. I think we wait a turn for this Epirate army to wear them down or something, and then we'll go in and conquer it after. Meanwhile, this army still needs some time to recover at least its effectiveness. Although it's missing some hit points, too, from the original assault into the city here. Can they build up limes? They can. So spend a turn building up limes and recovering hit points. And we'll go in and start besieging this next turn. I want them to have that effectiveness in case an army comes down. Or forms. Okay, so everybody's in a good position. These guys are chilling. Over here, we have Germanic Army 2, which requires cataphracts? Ugh, I guess it does, just in case. 2 of these are supposed to go here. And the other 2 are supposed to go and join the vanguard. They should be safe doing that because the Macedonians no longer have any coastal areas here. These guys are coming up to join the Balkan army and give them some reinforcements. Here we were thinking about trying to expand Massalia and conquer the Celtiberi. How do you not have any infrastructure buildings? How? How could you not have built any? They built 3 of whatever the hell those things are. Like, no wonder they're taking forever to do anything. They have no infrastructure! How are you only getting 4? Regional modifiers from being raided. Oh, gosh. like they definitely have at least some infrastructure options. The AI is just so bad. Okay. These we were going to merge together, I believe. There we go. Rebuild these poor guys' hit points and effectiveness. One more turn of that, and then we can send them back into the fray. These guys are now ready. I think, did we want to build a little bit of auxilia for them? I think that we did. Because if these guys are about to go... Do we want it to be auxilia? Yeah, I think we do. If these guys are about to go around and fight a battle in the open plains, we need to make sure they have the width. And right now, they don't have the cavalry to do it. Get some more cataphracts for those flanks. Flanked? What am I doing here? Alright, let's check out the status of these guys. These guys are actually took almost no losses. These guys did, though. Let's, again, preserving this army is paramount. Giving it a defensive general just in case. This is above 75, so they will be able to heal up. They just need to get some more experience. And then we will be able to be more free-flowing with them. But it's the only army we have with a really good combination of things that attack well in woods. These two light cavalry have basically the same stats. One of them is buffed. +1/+1 on attack and defense. I wonder why. Oh, and that one has the woodsman bonus. We need light cavalry with a woodsman bonus. That would be ideal. Okay. These guys are chilling. These guys, we're going to build stuff. They built up the limes. I don't know what these guys are going to do now, to be honest. Where do we not have roads built? Here doesn't have roads. How does it not have roads? Because it doesn't even have a third infrastructure. Damn. And it's not going to get it for 17 turns? What about this one? This one can have roads built. So you can walk over here and build roads. Okay, I think that's all our armies. Let's take a look at building options. We got a new population point here. We don't need that. This is supposed to be all about the money. A trade center. That's pretty good. Lots of commerce. All right. Schools are often valuable. Here, we actually kind of wanted another yellow building so that we could get paved roads here. Because if we're going to go around to the Balkans, this could be valuable. But since we're taking the water path a bunch, it's less important now. Down here we cycled. What were we looking for? Not loyalty. A basilica is really good for culture. All bonuses are satisfied. But irrigation canals is also real good, and it's green. So hopefully we can get the basilica again. Here we were looking for a better red building because we were trying to max this out. Stables. We wanted a coastal fortress is what we wanted. So let's build the courthouse because it's green. We'll come back around and get this coastal fortress next time if we get the opportunity. These here. We could build a red building. It might give us the ability to upgrade the walls. Do we have stone here or in the adjacent area? No, actually. So we can build a clay pit. What is that? Luxuries. We're building luxuries twice here. That seems unnecessary. A jewelry shop and a sculpture shop. This one produces it without importing the silver. Yeah, let's get rid of the sculpture shop. What? We don't want that. There's silver right next door. Why are we importing silver from Atticus? Because they have a trade Achaemen of 8. Oops. Damn it. And this has a trade Achaemen of less. Of 6. So what we need here is trade center. That way it can export that silver. Anyway, here we got to figure out what we're doing. Infrastructure or money. Oh, here's a trade center. Yes, 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 trade center. Now here we had just finished building a palisade. Upgrading it to city walls would be pretty valuable. Lesbos. We've already got city walls here. Food and or culture. Well, a salt house is good for growth, which is actually kind of stunted right now. So let's do that. Up here we cycled because we didn't find anything that was good for food or, well, just food basically. Here's a food area that doesn't have a basic farming quadrant. Let's get the sewers. Now this is supposed to be food or culture. Street parlor's nice when it's got those bonuses. 45 is decent for 19 size. We've got flax all around here. I don't think we want flax. I mean, irrigation system, all of those are better. So let's build an aqueduct. Actually, you know what? Let's build a sawmill, because we do need a third infrastructure in order to upgrade to regional roads. And sawmills are good. Here's your regional roads for these guys. Good, good, good. We could use it here too. So let's get that right now. Here we've got regional roads. We're looking for infrastructure or culture. Not really a loyalty bonus. The charcoal's not necessary. I don't necessarily like the physician house a lot, but they're also got a pretty weak health bonus. And I feel like maybe we should have some food buildings. Though I don't think the shepherd's house or the ranch or the flax field are great options. Gdia. Let's do a quick check. Maybe that order is the trading Achaemen order. Eblanus. Yeah. Okay. Most likely outcome. That makes sense. Alright, so next up, we cycled here last time looking for better infrastructure or food options. We've got 3 slots left here. I mean, this is good, but yeah, we still want the Builder's Hall or something else better. So I think we cycle again, looking for the builder's hall or the warehouse. Here we've got a good option with the tools manufacturer. We don't even have a crafter district here because we're getting all the other good stuff. Let's do it. Tribunal is great for decadence. Yes, please. Get that decadence lowered. There's the warehouse we've been looking for a couple of places. Red building, absolutely, if we can get it. A copper works. We'll import copper and probably do an internal trade route. And importing copper to a area with a lot of adjacent things is good for bonuses. Large walls. Yeah, let's get that one. Over here, definitely, yeah, let's spend the time build the roads. I could just have a legion do it, but they're not really available at the moment. All right, let's see. Next turn. The AI walks around with all these tiny, tiny armies, and I don't quite get that either. Oh, we found them. This is... oh. We're defending? They're attacking. That's interesting. I'm glad that's the case, because we have a much better defender than we have an attacker, but I don't understand why. Oh, these guys are weak. The Roman fleet is getting strong. These guys are all sunk. The Corvus heavy warships. There's something else. Oh god, that's so loud. I'm sorry, guys. There goes the Macedonian fleet. It's dead, Jim. Hey, look at how close we are to the top third. Ptolemaic Egypt is #1? Dang. I mean, they did go through a civil war, and therefore they had their empire age cut in half. So that's got to have some benefit. We also probably took some of their areas, so that lowered their overall decadence. And they lost other areas to Egyptus. Oh, of course they are. Nope, that's not happening. Ooh. Yeah, we'll free some slaves. So this army did take some hits, so we're going to retreat and repair. This army didn't take hits, but I want it to be able to... Oh, no, you know what? Let's put it here. I want it to be ready and unspoiled. Who is this? Epirus? Dacia. Okay. Alright, so this Vanguard did not even have to take any damage to do all that. So we'll walk in here. Actually, you know what? The defense is only 24 strength. That's just going to be a bunch of militia. We'll take them out. Here, we'll move in and attack this army, since it's not in the garrison anymore. Here, we'll move in and begin sieging this one, because 46 behind walls can still do some damage. Now, we built some cataphracts last turn that were supposed to come up and join this legion, wherever it is. These guys came over here in order to build regional roads. Good job, dudes. Can they build it over here? Oh, we already have regional roads there. Here doesn't have it, and that's where they're going to go next. Eventually it will have it. They don't even have regular roads. We got to go build regular roads for them. Alright. Meanwhile, our Gallic Legion is coming over. So Massalia has at least converted all these to mostly Hellenic. They need a core set of areas. Now we have the Germanic Army 2, which we've been kind of leaving here in order to build up those defense bonuses, which don't appear to be popping on here very quickly. I think you only get one per turn. You got to leave them here for like 10 turns to give it to everybody. Not great. Now, one of these... Yeah, that's why we build the cataphracts down here. Because A, this is the only place that unlocks it, and B, we get the 10 extra XP when we build them. The Belgae are gone. Alright, these guys came back here to do a little bit of healing. Are they... One more turn of healing for them to get them back to full fighting strength, and then we'll go continue our assault against the Gothans. All we need to do is take these two from the Gothans, really. Once we're there, we're good. Can we get 2 from the Gothans right now? Will they give peace if we take 2 from them? No, I don't think so. See, we only theoretically have 21 war score, so let's not consider at the moment. Huh, this area, not very loyal. Belgae is still surviving with a small army trying to take back an independent area while the independents took over their capital. It happens. These guys also needed some light cavalry, Cisalpine cavalry. I think that's what we built last turn for them, right? Yes. Okay, everybody's got orders, everybody's got ready to move. Let's get some buildings! Everybody's favorite phase. This one we were cycling because we were looking for, or no, we weren't cycling, we built the massive walls, but what we are looking for now is a military academy. We can cycle by building a tools manufactory, though. This area was going to be all about that culture, and yet we don't have any culture buildings, so probably is not a bad idea to start. Culture and infrastructure. Land reclamation. Not bad. This has got to be all about food production, so a granary, though we don't have any grain there yet. We will get some soon. This one we were hoping for, like a builder's hall right here. Although if we get irrigation canals, let's do it. This is a cultural central location, so I'll build a monument. And we'll go from there. A worship place for loyalty. Is that just taking up a slot that could be used for a culture building? I kind of think so. Man, we are very slow to grow right now. Maybe a seed storage would help us a little bit here. Ooh, a coin maker. We have everything except silver. That's a pretty good deal. And then we will have access to tier 3 commerce structures. Now, a preserved food store seems necessary considering how low our health is right now. But what was the other? A circus. No. This is the capital of the region. It already has a military academy. We can upgrade to a fortress. which is actually not a bad idea, was upgraded from Citadel Tower, or, oh, Limes can be upgraded to a fortress. Interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Huh. So Limes have what right now? Limes have 2, 4, 4. And this will still have 2, 4, 4. The only difference is it gets a bit extra equipment production. That's it. But you know what? Fine. It's green. The other option is not enough bonuses to have. Ooh, a sculpture shop for luxury. Not great. Scriptorum would be good, even in this area that doesn't have anybody focused on culture yet. And actually, we should have at least 3 down here, to be honest. But irrigation canals are green, so let's take them. So a crafter district is probably one we want to get, but maybe we want to get the usurer or the market before we do that. This is the only building we get. Well, let's increase growth by increasing our food production. All right, that's all those done. Not a lot going on here, but we'll pay attention to what happens here. I really hope that 22, 24 power garrison there will go down to our vanguard. Our cataphracts already made it over. Or light cavalry. It was actually a medium cavalry, a cisalpine cavalry. The skirmishing cavalry have made it. Oh no! Oh no! I didn't think the Macedonians... Really? Wow! Oh, that's terrible. We lost both of those, what were they, cataphracts that were going to take a naval path over to reinforce somebody. Oh. Is this a field battle? Yes, and it's in a forest. God, we're going to be so bad in the forest. Wait, we're defending. We're defending! Oh, fantastic. They attacked us. We got there first. This is so much different. And they have regular infantry. Now, defending, we are slightly weaker because we're 5s on the defense. But the 2 terrain defense makes up for it completely and brings us back up to 6. They are much weaker. Unfortunately, we could die roll against us there. Some of our legions have a 6 on defense because they got the Master Armorer benefit. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Got him. Do a bunch more damage. A lot of that damage was because we have cavalry. Cavalry does a lot more damage on pursuit than regular infantry. That's one reason to have them. We're attacking this fortification. Could be tough. Don't know why you put my cataphracts in there. They're not support units. Okay? So those middle ones are going to be tough. Stalemates are not bad. Yeah, these flanks should be easier. Ooh. How is these? Oh, this terrain defense and city defender. Yikes. What terrain is this? Hills? Mountains? This might be a pursuit. Draw. Dang. But his strongest units were weakened pretty heavily there. Is this the same thing? No. That was down here. This is us defending again. Roman Epirus together. Which units are the Epirate units? The regular infantry here, I guess. And it's a good thing they're here because we don't have enough This was the force that was supposed to get the reinforcements from the light infantry or light cavalry, but I guess they never did. No, they weren't supposed to do that. Why are they missing their light cavalry or skirmishing cavalry, medium cavalry? I mean, we're in plains, so we're going to do pretty well, I think, but we're on defense. Master Armorer didn't upgrade everybody here. Didn't upgrade anybody here. Ah, nice, nice, big difference. Crunched. Yeah, even the Epirate units did a good job. Now, they're going to outflank us, so our cataphracts are going to have a hard time here. Ooh! Didn't kill them. They didn't die. They're okay. Hang in there. Alright, now we're winning a lot of these. This might be a pursuit. I don't know if we need to get one more actual kill to cause a pursuit. Might be that one. Yeah! Oh! They're still okay. Cataphracts have a decent amount of hit points. There we go. Get them! Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 more killed. And now we're... Oh, this was the draw before that we have to fight again. Yeah, a lot of them are exhausted now. Not this guy, though. Ugh. This guy's exhausted. There we go. Ugh, didn't kill it. Come on, get one more and it might be a pursuit. Get a big roll. Oh, come on. Alright, we gotta go again. Hopefully they put our good... Yeah, none of the guys up front are exhausted at least. There we go, exhausted 4 of them. Ugh. Come on! We gotta get the 2 flanks now. Come on. Ugh. Stop rolling well! Again, with this 9! How many 9s in a row is he gonna roll? And then a 10. Alright, well, this is gonna go against us if we keep rolling that badly. And unfortunately, the game puts... Okay, put the effectiveness 0 guys in the back at least. So we still have some effectiveness guys up front. But they do too, because these guys have never fargan lost, so they're not getting any reduction in their effectiveness. These guys have. Ugh, but that's not really... Come on! Big numbers! Yeah! Alright, there's 1. We just need 1 more to force a gap. Big, big, huge difference! Look at that! Very unlikely roll, but it happened. There we go. Alright, we didn't take any major losses in that battle. And we conquered it, but man, we are going to be recovering for a while. That was rough. Oh, Achaia. Hello. Your reinforcements arrived far too late, buddy. So I think they're going to build limes here and then retreat back to our beachhead in Greece to try to recover. Hopefully we can get the loyalty up there, because those hit points are hard to restore without it. Ah, Bretone, actually, I will do a cooperation treaty with them. I don't want them to hate us. We're no longer in a golden age. Dun, dun, dun. So we freed some slaves. That should be good for our overall loyalty. So this area, ooh, we infuriated the slavers. Whoopsies! In 3 turns, we'll get a lot closer to having good loyalty. How's the loyalty here? Actually, the loyalty here is better. How the hell is that the case? Jesus, this has no special loyalty buildings. I mean, if we do this, the loyalty still isn't high enough. Anyway, we're going to be stuck here for a little bit, recovering. This army, too, took a lot of hits, but we're not going to attack with it, so maybe we'll be okay. This is the one that needed the cataphracts took so many hits here. If he attacks again and those guys come out, I could be in trouble. So I'm going to actually retreat here because we need to recover some hit points. That one is actually the one we want to retreat to. And we need some light cavalry. No, not light, medium, Cisalpine cavalry. Because that's like the one plains area. So the vanguard really needs to be part of that. But the vanguard's missing 2 legions. Huh. I think we detached them a while ago and made them part of this army. So we actually do need 2 more legions for the vanguard. Make them here. Detach 2 of the best from this army. Have them go here and then to the vanguard. That's dangerous. I don't know if we want to do that. No, it's probably okay. We've got our navy here. We'll patrol the area. Because we lost the 2 guys over here before. That needs to be dealt with. These guys should just be dying every turn because they're way out of supply. They do have a capital under... Yeah, this army, this navy is not just going to do that. It's going to come over here and kill them. Meanwhile, Germanic 2 is just getting their benefits. We just saw how, often we wind up in defense. Having a defense of 6 instead of 5 can make a pretty big difference. Be the difference between a stalemate and winning. These guys are ready to continue. Now that's a plains area, but we're hoping that there's no enemy force there. We're going to take the risk. A lot of these are plains. We should actually switch this around. These guys should come over here. The forest people should deal with whatever else is going on over here. Because this army actually has the cavalry, and it's going to have, I think, a lot more width to deal with the plains. All right. Public Works. So we said they're going to build that. Yes. Down here, this force. Weren't we building up extra dudes for this? Thought we were going to build more legions for this. Make this into an actual... Not a garrison force, but an actual for real army. We also need some archers. 6 should be fine. So garrison force is no longer garrison force. It's Asia Minor Army. Bingo. So Asia Minor Army, once we build those reinforcements, once these guys have had a chance to rest and recover, is going after Achaia. Now, I don't know if we can click on this island without clicking to assault it. It looks like we can. We can click right there. So we have to be very careful we don't accidentally assault it right away, because I don't think this army can do it. It's not veteran enough. It's not going to have a good leader, so we don't want to take that risk. So we're sending the extra legions to the Vanguard. The Vanguard also needed... what? No, they didn't need... somebody else needed cavalry that got sunk. Somebody's cavalry got sunk. Was it this here? Were they supposed to get cataphracts? Somebody sunk the cataphracts. That wasn't supposed to have cataphracts. The Vanguard has a full complement. This army is short. That's what we're building here for next turn. Yeah, okay, so that's all done. Let's go back to buildings. Wells would be a lot better than this stupid horse. So let's go to cycle this. Although an archer's not. You know, extra archer XP. If we have to build here, having a third red building can't hurt. It can only help, and we do need more of them. A street parlor for culture and money. I don't think so. I think we need... what did we build last time? We built irrigation canals because it was free. Now, a hospital upgrade costs a lot of money, so if you're not going to take advantage of the improved hit recovery, I'm not sure it's worth it. The physician house... where is physician house? There it is. That's only a 10% health bonus. So you're going to start paying through the nose to get an extra 6%? That's not really great. We want a builder's hall. We already have enough of that. A tavern for loyalty. Nah, Flaxfield. Now over here, Regional Roads seems like a good choice. Ooh, a builder's hall for the area that's all about infrastructure. I think that is what we need to do. Manpower bonus. I should really be looking at these in terms of population growth too. I should go through that. But this is exactly what we want. This is good. Sacred Estate is also good for culture. Caravanserai gives us a commerce bonus, which we don't care about too much, but it's still very useful. And it's rare. This one is going to come up a lot more often than this, so let's build that first. This doesn't even have a palisade. Red buildings, go! This province, probably not going to be building units terribly often. So let's focus on growth here. They're actually getting a lot of food per turn, but they need the health. This is where we had that special tar pile. This one actually isn't specialized at all just yet. Sawmill, I guess. We'll redo it later. Now, here's an interesting choice. This is a lot of culture. We don't have luxuries here. But it seems likely that we could get them in the future. From here. So let's build it. It's also a good loyalty bump. Here we were cycling for a military academy. Thank God. We need better quality leaders. One, two, three, four, five. Weapons manufacturer could open us up to another military academy here. Alternate options. A monument which takes no slots. So I think that's what we got to start with. And here, tannery, or a noble district, which imports marble. Let's try to avoid the decadence. Let's stay in our golden age situation right now. Whenever we're doing these, we have to strongly consider red buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think a coastal fortress might be better here, or at least a palisade. I mean, we don't even have any walls in this area. That's a problem. Yeah. Shuffle. Ooh, massive walls is a good upgrade, but it takes a long time. Holy cow. Because we're only getting 18 per turn. So we definitely need more infrastructure. Mein Gott. This region in general is not, this province is not getting enough, obviously. Irrigation system, food goes down, but food bonus goes up. So let's get that. Yeah, very low infrastructure. And we're building a absolute ton of buildings. So that's part of the problem. We're shuffling here because we need better infrastructure buildings. That'll help. We apparently are also low on food in this whole region. So we really need to focus on... I mean, we're doing... Gulp. Yeah, I guess we'll get a vineyard. I'd rather better options, but anything that can get us more food right now is pretty valuable. Okay, that's the end of that. Let's go on. Let's make sure nothing crazy happens over here. This army's retreating because the cataphracts are on their last legs, and I want to preserve their veterancy, along with everybody else in the army. The other two armies are doing okay. The Macedonians are certainly a little bit stronger than the other forces that we fought. Uh-oh. The retreating force has gotten rolled into a battle that the Epirites are having here, but I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, we outnumber them like crazy. Okay. Yep, okay. We didn't have to worry about that one. It didn't take any damage. Just got some extra veterancy for the troops. Oh! The Achaean army came back here. Now, why isn't the garrison helping us out? Come on. Maybe they'll join in as a reinforcement. 14 units in the garrison. They don't want to join. We've only got 12 units. Plus the Epirate infantry here. So I don't know what this Achaean army is capable of. I don't even know. What's our defensive guy? Do we have a good defensive general? Nope. We have no general. Damn it. Well, this army wasn't supposed to fight yet. I don't even know where this Achaean army came from. It must have come across the ocean. I got to get my navies back out there. Good news. Their regular infantry is awful and exhausted. So next is cataphracts. They have a bigger front line, but they have very little support. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. Yeah, those cavalry were not very veteran. Alright, we've got a chance to do some damage here. Oh. If it's a draw, does the garrison join us? Like, oh man, the cataphracts only have a 4 because they're defending. They're not supposed to defend, they're supposed to attack. Auxilia? I didn't even know I had Auxilia here. Oh, they got him. Oh, yeah, it did count as a draw. How do we only have... We don't even have any archers. Where's our... Oh, we never... We're building archers. That's what's in the other thing. Maybe they'll join the battle. Come on. No, why didn't this... Why aren't these guys involved? I built them here to join this army. Alright, this is going to go against us. Yep. If the archers had been there, it would have been a very different battle. Because we would have had a full frontage with the Auxilia at least. And the archers could have been in covering. We finally caught them here. And crushed them. We lost 1 light warship. We'll rebuild that. Those units in the garrison actually were not my reinforcements, because the reinforcements would have been built in the capital, now that I think about it. Hey, Whiskey Bent, I like it better than Imperator. Somebody Sunk the Cataphracts is a good band name. I agree, Radical Hippo. We'll distribute the slaves to avoid uprisings. Alright, so this is going to go back. Chill in Rome. Rome is meanwhile going to build a single light warship to replace the one we lost. Here's the extra legions coming for the vanguard. We got to figure out what to do about Asia Minor, because this tiny Achaean army defeated us because we weren't prepared. Here's the reinforcements that were supposed to join this guy. I don't even know where they should go right now. This guy also didn't have a leader. If I get a 2-0, they can't... No, they lost too many men. They can't do it. The Asia Minor army has to get back over here. So... There we go. That's what it's going to do. We're just going to have to... These guys are going to have to hold out for a couple of turns, and they'll actually be able to hold out for a long time, because the besieging force is not very strong. So, Asia Minor army is coming over here, and what does it need now? It needs at least 3 legions, a cataphract, and archers. 3 legions and archers. Hey, look! I think we actually need 2 more legions now. What did they have for Auxilia left? Just 2 Auxilia, which is actually probably a good number if we have 6 archers. Did I build 6? Yes. Okay, now we need cataphracts and we need minor do we even need like medium cavalry? They inflict more flanking damage. What's about mercenary cavalry? Are they basically the same? Yeah. They just cost differently. They don't cost any metal or manpower upkeep. They just cost money. It's just way too much. I don't have any reason to get the mercenaries because we're producing plenty of metal. Oh, actually less than I thought. So light cavalry, what the hell is their role exactly? They can fill a specific role on the strategic map. In combat, they'll tend to use as flankers. Like, they're very fast. Yes, they can move across the map very quickly. What can they do when they get there? They can't fight at all. But they are a support unit. So they'll actually add 2 when supporting. That's interesting. I hadn't considered that before. That's why they are better for versatility than the cataphracts, which have to fight on like open terrain. And cataphracts have to fight on attack or they're not very good. Okay. So, for Asia Minor, we've got well, we only need one cataphract for Asia Minor. Why did I build two? Right, this army still has one cataphract left. This force, oh, look at those veteran cataphracts. Hell yeah. And this area, we're trying to... This army's been weakened pretty significantly. We gotta let them recover. But they'll only recover hit points when loyalty is above 75. So we're waiting 3 turns for this to go away. Ugh. 2 turns for this to go away. Conquering stuff is slow going unless you have lots of spare armies. As long as the defenders are strong. This army's come back here to recover. They're going to take at least 2 turns to recover. This army is not weakened, and it's continuing the siege here. That's good. Achaia? What the hell? They've got 2 provinces, and this tiny little army caught me unawares when I didn't have a general, when I was not prepared. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to send the fleet out to blockade their butts. Both fleets, because it's a 2-port area, and we're going to take this stupid island. Hey, their entire army is over here. Let's go take... No, it's 62 garrison. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Let's not take it yet. Get the armies together. Deal with this problem, then we'll invade the island. Okay. So, I actually think I want light cavalry for all of my armies now that I realize it's a support unit. Medium is not. So how many armies need it? Let's just concentrate over here first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. This region produces the best cavalry because they get an extra 10 XP thanks to our, whatever the hell this thing is, Castrum Cataphractus, yeah. Alright. So those armies are all going to get light cavalry. I didn't see the value of it before, but because it's a support unit, it can give a +2 when it's behind the lines, and if we have a very wide plain, they can get the extreme flanks. Hello, Sapior. Long time no see. Light cav can act as skirmishers too. That's probably true. So yeah, light cav. The problem with cavalry is when you're fighting in forests or even mountains, if you have too much cavalry, they stack up behind your infantry and they take the place of an actual skirmisher unit, and that's not good. This army is specifically dedicated to fighting in forests, and that's why they've got some light cavalry. I think cavalry also gives you a bonus to pursuit damage. So if you win the battle and you have cavalry, you'll do more damage during the pursuit phase than you would otherwise. That is a big army. Holy moly. 49 units! That's insanity. This is a horde. And these warriors are all better in forests. I'd need 4 legion armies, full legion armies, to even come close to dealing with this monster. That's not okay. We're not walking anywhere near that, actually. I mean, it could come stomp through here. And okay, I've built another Germanic army, which is now going to get some free upgrades in terms of light cavalry. But this is not prepared. Gulp. Germanic army shouldn't have cataphracts, to be honest, but There is some... See, the reason we built cataphracts for that army is there's plains back here where they could fight. There's plains over here where we might wind up fighting with them. But anytime you're in forest, you got to detach your cavalry, which is annoying, because otherwise it'll take the slot of a skirmisher. Or a support unit, rather. Maybe this comes retakes that. Oops. These guys can come retake this, because that's a forest. And these guys can retake that. And then we can get the Gothans to stop being dicks. Fat chance, I know. Population in Lydia. Oh, because it's being besieged. Yeah, well, that happens. We've got a new objective. Oh, I thought that was already an objective. That's one of the reasons we were building up Germanic Army 2. In fact, I don't think we can wait any longer for Germanic Army 2 to get the +1s to defense here. I would love to have them sit in the capital and get more of those plus defenses, but the time has come. We need them to come deal with this. And I don't want to do it that way. Let's get to here. I don't know what this monster... How is this monster even feeding itself? The forage value here is 9. Army food usage 32. Right? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. The Saxon army probably got beat up by it. Ugh. Yeah, fighting in Germania is hard. I get it. These guys were supposed to get... Oh. Yeah, this should be safe now. We killed the Macedonian force that was here. We're good. Whiskey Bent, I like this a lot better than Imperator. In part because it doesn't have all the family stuff and the events that keep popping up on family stuff. And I don't know if that's unique to me, but I can't keep track of all that stuff that's going on there. I'm going to disband these guys. We used them to build some stuff, but they're done now. Do we want to add them here? We got 2, then we got 4, then we got 6. An extra legion is probably not a good thing to have. And you know what? The internal development of the buildings and stuff feels more interesting in this than it does in Imperator, I think. But more Imperator just feels like a map painter. The diplomacy, I don't know. It doesn't feel like... I mean, you just move your armies and they go. There's so many systems in that I feel at odds with. It's hard to describe. All right, let's do buildings real quick. So this one has 3 red buildings. No. We got food was what we focused on here, or culture. The tavern doesn't really provide a lot of culture, but wow, do we need loyalty here. What is going on? From nearby revolts, that's killing us. This is a... Yeah, okay. From nearby revolts, meaning one of these, I guess. Or the size of this army. That's going to revolt against us real soon, I think. It's only a 6% chance, but that probably goes up every turn, and there's a chance that it breaks out into unrest. I mean, part of the problem is these are not our culture. We took it recently. We need to get them converted and assimilated. But, Jesus. Yeah, Germanic Army 2 can't get up here soon enough. And building city walls is now a higher priority than it was not too long ago. We cycled here because we were looking for what? We were looking for a better infrastructure building, I think, and we didn't find it, so we're cycling again. Amphitheater can't be built. Why does it say dash? These other ones are built in 1 turn, but this is built in 0 turns? In never turns? Money costs too much here. Well, no, not for the 15%. Oh! There's a Germanic independent army sitting on top of this. Well, it's okay. We've got a Balkan army for this exact purpose. That's what it's doing over here. In case of incursions by either organized forces or disorganized forces. Hopefully they'll be able to get there. I think they'll be able to get there before these guys are overrun. They've got large walls and a barracks, which doesn't actually give you any... Yeah, the large walls are the only things that give us extra garrison. They do have siege resist, which is good. Which means... Oh, the enemy still has too many... Yeah, we don't have enough siege resist here, is the answer. Okay. Well, we've got reinforcements coming. Hang in there. Our money situation is much worse than it was not too long ago, because we've raised extra forces, I think, is the main thing. And our administrative overhead, the administrative burden, is going up. I feel like we're running into a civil war sometime soon. We're going to have to calm stuff down. I'm trying to play fast and loose, but I think this Macedonian war is pushing us over the top because we still haven't gotten a handle on this. The border was fine. It was dealt with. There were no problems. And then these guys attack us. Our Saxon allies get absolutely crushed by opponents. The Gothans have a territory we want that they have. Do we bring the Gallic Legion up? Because this has actually been stable. Holy crap, who are the Lestani? They're huge, and they just became somebody's... They're Carthaginian client state. The Carthaginians might be coming back if that's the case. I wanted the Gallic Legion to come help the Massalians against these, but I think we've got to change course there. I think this has got to come up here and help defend. This has been very stable. Massalia, our good stalwart allies, have finally built a stable frontier for us. Very defensive terrain, by the way. I believe they can maintain that. If they become at war with the Celtiberi or something, then we'll send the Gallic Legion back to fight. But right now, we need it in the north. Okay, panic time is over. The capital in this northern area... Maybe, no, we don't need any more red buildings. Let's bring in some honey, or do they need health? No, 41% is pretty good. Sacred Estate gives loyalty and culture. They don't really need that. They need infrastructure. Up here, it's infrastructure and money is what we're focused on. The coastal market is actually pretty good because it gives food too, and sometimes you just need the extra food. Infrastructure gives Builders Hall. Yeah, definitely. Now this guy, we've got an Imperial Legion camp, which is nice. It gives Decadence. But also all these others. We can't build these anymore. We got these free from a decision, but we can't build them. Ooh, a bank. Look at that money. 73. Thank you very much. We'll do it. And a 20% increase on top of that. No question. Now, Piscinium. Hey, you haven't had a building in a long time. It could be money. It could be culture. Ooh. We have everything except luxury here. But we do already have a lot of loyalty. I think Noble Gardens would give us more culture than this. They're also a food place, but Wells and Mill would both be better than a shepherd house. So we're going to cycle. Etruria. We haven't seen Etruria in a while. They don't need a trade center because I don't think they're building any like sort of unique trade goods. A lot of these can be found everywhere. So we don't have to worry about that. What do they need? Infrastructure. They kind of need a builder's hall if they're the infrastructure king of the region. They're really not. So, yeah, a builder's hall looks necessary. Why is Eternus... Oh, Eternus is just a 3 type. Okay, that's right. So let's cycle and look for a better infrastructure. Oh, you know what? Wells is actually pretty good. That's a good food building for this region. We've got a lot of food. Growth in 11 turns. That's okay. No growth is weird. Why are they getting negative growth? Let's just take a couple of guys here. Nope, that doesn't fix it. I don't know why they're getting negative growth. It's like the province prioritizes specific areas to grow, and then like cycles. Like, oh, you're gonna grow this turn, you're gonna grow that turn, whatever. That's kind of weird. Anyway, down here, oops, no, I hit the wrong button again. We've been prioritizing trading post for money, or food, or even culture. Noble Gardens is very good for culture. It's also very decadent. But what kind of culture percent bonuses do we have? 35%. Yeah. Noble Gardens down here. Is this one that imports something? No, it just gives us decadence. Okay. Now over here, how we haven't had a solid walls upgrade yet is beyond me. But try to build that as soon as possible. This one's supposed to be mostly infrastructure. And this region is sorely lacking on infrastructure. So let's do that. These kind of need these islands are self-contained because we don't have enough to build the province yet. But they also can't share resources, so getting basic stone resource here is probably necessary. Alright, that's all the buildings. So let's see if these armies can get together. And I built some reinforcements here too, right? Yeah, so we'll get a big enough army to crush this tiny thing. We do need a leader for it. We don't freaking have any. Son of a bitch. Do we even have a leader for these? Yeah, it's not an offensive leader though, so it's going to be very bad. All our good offensive leaders are assigned. Oh well, let's see what happens. Yeah, Imperator is still a train wreck. I tried it again after the most recent update. It does not feel like the systems engage with each other. Like they built it out of Frankenstein parts almost. Alright, so this is our... Oh, this is them attacking the garrison. We've got reinforcements right there. They're super close. So if we lose this, which we did, that force there is going to fight probably. Oh, they're attacking another garrison. This is the Gothans. Damn. Neither of those armies there in time. Now we can fight. And we'll kill them. This should be absolutely wrecking them. And the good news is it actually put the Cisalpine cavalry way in the back. For some reason it puts the Cataphracts in the second tier, but the Cisalpine, the medium cavalry, gets put in the back. Alright, anyway. We exhausted a lot of them. Oh no. We're on defense, and this guy's pampered. So everybody's got a -1. Oh, God. The quality of our leaders is awful. Because we have too many armies. We can't fit them all. Alright, so we did 1 to their effectiveness. There! Crushed it! Crushed it! That one too. Because if they're already exhausted, there's no place for the hits to go except on their hit points. And you can see our legions are so much stronger on hit points. They can take a punch and keep going. Alright, get the hell out of here. We didn't do too much damage there because we didn't have quite enough cavalry. We're rectifying that soon. Alright, whoa. So we sent the army to intercept them, but they went this way. And now the army has intercepted them over here, and it's in hills, which is much better for us. Our cataphracts can come out to play in the hills. Yeah, I don't think they got this. They're not in forests this time, buddy. 9-2? Your warriors are awful when they're outside of forests. Get dunked. And the light cavalry, you can see why the light cavalry should never, ever be going on the flanks unless it's a big, big open area. They should be supporting as skirmishers. Because the cataphracts just destroyed them. These green areas are reserved for cavalry, though. That's why these warriors can't be up here, and that's why his light cavalry had to go there. And we crushed those guys by 14. Get them! Yeah! That time we had 4 cavalry, and we did a lot more damage. Exactly. They took parts from their other game and they made it bland. I mean, so this has a disadvantage of the AI being pretty wonky and weird. It doesn't seem to do a lot of great stuff, but I'm only playing on one difficulty tier higher than the basic. So, oh, shit. I thought hit points needed 75 loyalty, not 50. I'm moving my guys way too far out of the front line. All right, well, that's good to know. I misremembered it when I was reading through the manual, I guess. 75 is the key to not having a civil war. I thought it was also the key to recovering hit points. Alright. We defeated the Macedonians by outlasting them in a siege. So these guys can actually just stay right here. Because we're well above the 50. So these guys should be recovering hit points. Once they recover all their effectiveness, then I think they start recovering hit points. Which means these guys are going to be stuck here for another like 3 turns. The Vanguard is out of commission because of that hard-fought battle. Who? These guys? You're a one-province minor! Oh, they know stuff's going bad, though. Oh, I thought this was against me. But the Epirus is going to have a revolt. The populace of Dalmatians are going to revolt against Epirus, which is great. They're our ally, but we don't want them to be as strong as they are. Yeah, you can see these are all Balkanic citizens. So they're pretty low here. All of these regions that Epirus has. Specifically, it looks like these two. They got a potential civil uprising, but this one in particular, I guess. Okay, this force no longer has to be out in the middle of nowhere. They can recover hit points anywhere. Now we know that. How's this force doing? I don't think they took any hits. They just, they did. So they're going to spend 1 turn building up roads in this region. How the AI could never have built roads is beyond me. It's like they don't ever prioritize infrastructure. Sometimes they do. In these areas, they finally built infrastructure, but they like built it last, when really it should definitely be built first. Okay, so we built a lot of light cavalry here. We've got to distribute it now. So here's one going to meet that army. Here's one going to meet this army. Now, one of these armies is missing a cataphract. I think it was this army down here, actually. This one, yep. So, we'll split this one off and send it to meet up in this general area, and we'll merge them later. And lastly, I think the Vanguard needs its light cavalry. Hang on, didn't I already? Damn it, the cataphract didn't go. Alright. Oh! Crap. Just send it by itself, who cares? This one has no goal, so it's going to go meet up with that. Okay. Hang on. I did something wrong here. Everybody, just chill. Oh, because it has like, it's like holding down shift by default. That's why. Okay. You go here. you go to these guys, you go to these guys, and you go to these guys. Okay, everything's good. Now I got to build more cavalry, light cavalry, 2, 4, 6, 8 more. Should be good. Alright, so here's the Gallic Legion coming to help out. Oh, God. I'm going to have them come fight this, but I have no expectation that they're going to win. Oh, maybe they shouldn't fight it then. I mean, they would need a 2-leader to have a chance. And to be honest, the Saxons are gone, so my ally's dead. I mean, if they assault here, I might as well give the defenders a decent general. Oh, we took the seat of power of the Macedonians. Here's one cool thing about this whiskey bed, and I've talked about this a couple of times, but I know that Imperator has a much more robust sort of civil war and unrest system than the other Paradox games, but this one is a much more interesting system. Here's the way it works. I'm going to go fast because people have probably seen this like 3 times now, but I got to sell you on this. Okay. So, all the different empires have a status. One, where they got 3 tiers. 1, 2, 3. Within each tier, you can be a young nation, a stable nation, or a glorious nation, right? And the way that you progress up that is by gaining progress points. You can see I have 4 progress points here. Now you can also have, if you gain regression points, or aging points, I guess they're called, that's the opposite, and you'll lose progress points. And if you have no progress points to lose, each aging point gives you an aging token. And if you get 5 progress points, you advance up the chain. If you get 5 aging tokens, you descend. Here's the interesting part. You don't advance and descend in the same directions. And I wish I had the images I captured a while. Let me see if I can pull them up. I don't know if they were saved to my Imager account. If they were, I can find them right quick. If not, then I won't be able to find them. Whoa. Get out of here. What is all this? Alright, I just want to look for my posts. Nope, they did not get saved there. Okay, too bad. But here's the way that it basically works. Let's start at the bottom so you can see where it goes, right? Alright, so here is a stable tier 2 nation. In this case, it's called a monarchy. It might be a republic if you started as Rome. It's a tribal, horde if you're tribal, whatever. You could start at tier 1, tier 2. This just happens to be tier 2. So, if you're a stable tier 2 and you get 5 advancement tokens, you go to glorious. So you advance up to glorious. If you're a glorious nation and you get 5, then you go up to the next tier as a young nation. So you go from tier 2 to tier 3 and you go back to young. From young, if you get 5, you go to stable. From stable, if you get 5, you go to glorious at tier 3. Now, that's the highest you can possibly go. If you get 5 progress tokens when you're at tier 3 glorious, you enter a golden age. That's the best you can do. And Glorious and Golden Age have big benefits, but they also make it harder to stay there. They make it less stable overall. Now here's the crazy thing. If you're Glorious and you regress, you don't go back to stable, you go to old, which is worse than stable. And if you continue to regress, you go to decadent, which is even worse. If you fall to old and you progress, you go back to stable, and then you can get to Glorious again. But it has these two negative ages, which is basically you going down the stairs of empire, of expansion, to become more and more decadent and corrupt. And if you are a decadent empire and you regress, then you go back to a stable empire of the previous tier and you enter a civil war. So that sort of system is very interesting. Now, the other thing that's interesting is how all of this relates to how you gain progress and regression tokens. You're gaining progress tokens by, for the most part, being in the top third of all nations when you're ranking cultural to decadence ratio. So all of these green ones here, that's the top third. Because I'm here, I have like a 1 in 3 chance of getting a progress token every turn as long as I stay here. If you fall into the second tier, then you won't gain a progress or regression token. And if you're down here in the bottom third, you're always going to have a chance to gain regression tokens. What that means is there are always nations that are advancing and there are always nations in decline. And that's a really cool system. And the way that you go up or down in this is that you're comparing your current cultural production versus your current decadence. And decadence comes from a number of places. Each territory that you add to your empire can increase decadence. Your structures, if you build structures that have decadence values, those increase your decadence. Specifically, structures that give you huge amounts of loyalty also give you huge amounts of decadence. So when your empire starts getting too big and your population is just so large that you can't control it because the cities are just too overcrowded, you have to build these big circuses to keep them loyal. I've had to do that already in Rome, but it's increasing my decadence. And the other thing here is while you're Glorious, you've got a 35% increase to your output. That's one of the things, the national modifiers have an extra 1,000 decadence there. And the age status penalty is this. This is the age of your current government. When your government changes type, you can see, if I fell into an old empire, I would lose 50% of my current government age. That's like, a new administration taking over and kicking out the old farts that had the old way of doing things. There's less corruption when your government age is less old, so there's less decadence. And so this number goes up 1 per turn most of the time. There's some exceptions for the Diadochi, I think. But generally speaking, your government ages once per turn. And the only way to make it go down is A, change government stage. But that's bad because once you become a Glorious tier 3, you can't change it. You can't get this 50% because you're at the top. You can't go any higher. The only other way to do it is apparently when you conquer objective areas, then you get a 20% reduction in your current age. So this is an objective for me, and I think this is an objective for me too. Yeah, that's an objective. You get these objectives sort of randomly added, so you're very highly suggested to go after them. But I had a status age of like 70 or 75 earlier, and I was really falling down in the progress tracks. I was heading towards a situation where I was going to be old, and that was going to make things a lot harder. Loyalty penalties instead of bonuses and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, it's a very cool system. I think I'm playing on too easy right now because I haven't had a big problem staying at my current level. Rome is supposed to have some scripted civil wars that kick in no matter what's going on, in addition to this other civil war system, so we'll see if that actually happens. Now, who are these Gothans thinking they are? This is a hill province. We want our legions going after it. The Forest Army is okay. Let's send him up here and then into there. Now, this... I got distracted. Now I still have to deal with these 45 farging units. How do they even eat? And then there's another 20 over here. Oh, God. I can see now why the Saxons didn't last very long. I just want to get to the sea and then have the Gothans take this area and then just say goodbye. We're done. And then we've got these Germanic rebels over here. Now, that's a much smaller army, and it has 0 defensive value. So the Germanic army 2 should make short work of it, kill the Helvetii, and we're good. Okay? That's when we're good. But in the meantime, what do we have here? Forest Army 2? They're not going to be able to take these Fargers on. Even if it's in forest, they don't have the quads. I think I need to combine them. No, I'm trying to click on this. If we leave the cataphracts behind, we might be able to fight these guys and succeed. But only if we have a good general. So we're going to have to scroll through and find a good general and take them away from their current job. Yeah, this guy's got to get kicked. And when you assign a new general, they actually lose a level of veterancy until that general has had a year to get his troops to know him, and so we're going to have to pause on actually fighting this. So they're probably going to take Melibacus, which would be a shame, but nothing I can do about that right now. They're too strong. Okay, so this area, they all have their orders. Gulp. Meanwhile, these guys have their orders. Are these guys just going to chill and heal? I think they had some hit points. Yeah, they've got a little bit. So they're going to chill, and they're going to build regional roads. That's what we had them doing. These guys have already built what they can here, apparently. Yeah, they built limes. They can't build regional roads because they don't have 3 infrastructure in this area yet. In fact, instead of building what you're building, build the infrastructure. Don't be morons. All right. This already has limes, right? No, I didn't build limes here. That's kind of a concern. All right. All right. These guys are good. These guys are good. These guys are good. Let's do buildings. All right. Here we were looking for a military academy as a possible option. But actually we were doing a coastal fortress. That's what we want. Pleasure mansion for loyalty and decadence. The loyalty is becoming a problem here. All right, we'll upgrade the pleasure house to the pleasure mansion. We're building the Playboy Hugh Hefner's house over here. Now down here, this is an area that has very little decadence because we have a lot of good science buildings. And we could build another one that would make it even better for the decadence, but we're going to get those large walls first. See, this is loyalty with some decadence. Is there anything else that would give us loyalty without decadence here? No, not really. Damn it, we've already exhausted all of our loyalty. It's too big. The population is too big. There's too much unrest here. Once you get to a certain point, every new citizen adds 8 unrest, which you can only counter with loyalty. So I guess we got to give them a gambling ring. I hate to waste a building slot on that, but it's got to be done. Sicily is way too important. It's getting us a lot of money. Holy crap. I think it's because we're building so much this turn, but no, it's military upkeep and other things. Oh, God. We need more money. I mean, we've got a good war chest, but that's going to disappear fairly quickly if we can't do something about this. Racetrack does give a lot of money. Let's cycle. This area. This area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, right now they're money, and I can't take them off money. Does Pax Romana factor, the Peace of Rome, factor in the lack of civil wars? We haven't had any civil wars because I've been able to manage my culture to decadence ratio as I've expanded. I've kind of been slowly, methodically expanding. You can actually see it if we look at ethnicities, I think, still. Or, no, legacy. The areas that I've had the longest, I've built up the most culture in, and so they are these dark red. Then this was the second area I took. Some of the areas are still green, but most of them are dark red. This is the third area I took, and this here as well. Then the fourth area is this whole place, and then the fifth area was this whole place, and then this was the sixth area, but they had a lot of culture to begin with, so... So yeah, I've been keeping up on the culture to decadence ratio. This is actually very good. It's very high compared to... But wow, we went up 170 this turn. Ugh. And the thing is, I keep taking objectives. If I lose... If I don't get a good objective that I can take, then this age gets too high and I start getting close to a civil war. Luckily, I've gotten objectives, like Rhodes was an objective, and that's one of the things I was actually in the middle of aiming for, so it worked out real well. All right, buildings, buildings, buildings. Where was I? You do get a random assortment of buildings every turn. That's why you've got a cycle. And I like that system. It actually works quite well. Green bordered buildings, by the way, don't take up a slot. It's either an upgrade of an existing slot building, or some buildings just don't take up one of your building slots. So I always look to green buildings first. Because you do have only one slot per population, so a new slot is going to take a while. A Master Fletcher. In a decent area, too. It would be great to have this in Rome so that the army could have both of its upgrades happening at the same time. I mean, I'll get it. It's an upgrade. It comes up rarely, so I might as well. Oh, but the caravanserai would be great. Look how many structures could pop up. The caravanserai is like one of those. Now, there's weighted stuff, too. But I'm going to get the Master Fletcher. Ooh. Campania. Here, a weaver's shop would give us a lot of money, but a prison would lower us a lot of decadence. See, it says minus 0.5, but that's minus 0.5 per turn, and your decadence decreases by 10% per turn, whatever it is. So this would basically reduce it by 5. We're at 45, it would go down to 5 at this province. So prisons are fantastic, but this weaver shop is going to help us a lot with this money problem we've got going on. So I have to do it. I have to. Decadence is less of an issue right now. It's just the truth. Now over here, a cultural site will help us with converting these to italic citizens, which will help us with unrest and loyalty, but also production. Non-italic citizens have lower productivity. See, we're getting 7 here versus 4 for Hellenic citizens. So I always like to build those cultural sites when I get the opportunity in a newly conquered area. This area is a forest. It's got a decent number of infrastructure buildings. But it does seem like loyalty is more important. Let's cycle. I don't like any of these, and the preserved food store is going to take way too long. Even with, well, the infrastructure is going to come back. We're losing like 60% of our production because of that. So let's put the preserved food store on the docket. Now over here, over here, this is the capital of the region, which means a barracks in it would give its full bonus to any units built here, which means I'm going to build that. Red buildings have a high importance factor here, except, oh no, a cultural site is also real good. I got to do it. We got 0 italic citizens in these regions we just conquered. We need to fix that. A spinning mill for cotton, which would trade cotton, which is too expensive. The trade system in this is actually really interesting, because trade goods in an area are either natural, so silk is naturally produced here. From the beginning of the game, that's just always the case. There will always be silk being produced in this region. You can also manufacture trade goods by building buildings that build those things, like fishery builds the fish, and the wild beast is actually manufactured by the Temple of Artemis. This is manufactured by the stud food building we have here, right? So manufactured trade goods come from buildings. Anything that's a natural or manufactured can be exported to other areas that have a building that requires it. So in this location, we have a training ground and a barracks and a spinning mill that all need flax. So they're importing it from Epirus in this case. Now, where they import it from depends upon a number of things. The trade range is the flashing area. We actually have a trade range of 6 here, so it goes out to a pretty large area, you can see. All the way back towards Rome, we can import stuff from here. So any of those areas could have flax and could be importing here. So why Epirus? Well, an area's trade acumen determines how likely it is that that area is going to be a source of a trade good. So if you manufacture and have a lot of high-value trade goods, you also want to build high acumen there so that other provinces get it from you. There's also a slight weighting and preference towards your own faction. So I'm going to guess that Epirus has a lot of trade acumen. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, they have a trade acumen of 8. So they overshadow even my own flax production, which I do have flax production in a lot of places. There's one here you can see. There's one even right next door. There's a couple. But their trade acumen is so low that we're importing it from an opponent, and they are getting the money from it. Oh, we have ivory here. I didn't realize I had ivory. That's new. Oh, no, Epirus has ivory. Sorry. I don't know why Epirus has ivory. They're oh, they built a castrum elephantidae. That's where they're getting it from. Anyway, so that's kind of how the trade system works in terms of moving trade goods around. They're manufactured by buildings, and if they're required by a building, then they'll import them from an area within trade range. But it's also possible that there are trade goods that are not in range. Now, it's going to be hard for me to find that because I've built a lot of road networks. Maybe up in this corner here. Missing trade goods is what... There we go. So, here's a region that does not... Let's look at this again. Click on this. Click on trade details. They require cattle for one of their buildings. I think it's the farm. Farm requires cattle. No. Irrigation system. No? What requires cattle? The smokehouse. I'm sorry. There we go. So the smokehouse requires cattle. It's gonna get that cattle no matter what. There's no cattle in range, which is crazy. There's really no cattle in range. I need to build a ranch somewhere. No, there's cattle right here. Oh, you know what? Are they under siege or something? Or maybe it's because they're under pacification, their trade range is reduced, something. But anyway, if there's no cattle in range, then it pays triple the normal cost to import it from a region that's in range. It just pulls it out of the ether, right? It's assumed that you're paying a huge amount, so somebody's bringing it from far, far away. So that's what a missing trade good is. It's a building that requires it, but it isn't in range. And then bonus trade goods aren't required. So if a building has bonus trade goods, then they're not going to be like, here, cattle here is a bonus trade good. If we didn't have the smokehouse, the farm would just be less effective because it doesn't have the cattle. But if there is the bonus trade good exists in or adjacent to the province where the building is, you take advantage of that bonus. Which means if you build hubs that have a lot of production of trade goods and a lot of and a good natural trade good, a lot of manufactured trade goods, and a lot of imported trade goods. Now, any building that requires a bonus of some kind is probably going to be built here and get the bonus. Now, I don't have dyes, silver, gold, so ideally, in this area, because I've focused on making this area a trade hub, any building that can import one of these things would help complete this trade area. I want to import everything that I can't build. Gold is currently missing here. So if I could find something that imports gold, something already does import gold, but these missing trade goods that aren't imported from a local area don't count as bonuses, which is disappointing. So ideally, if we could find a gold producer in range that we could trade with, that would be great. Like, there's gold here, so theoretically that should be in range, but do they not like us? Is that the thing? They are a client state of Carthage, and Carthage freaking hates us, so they won't trade with us. So I think that's the situation. Anyway, that's how the trade system works, and I find that much more interesting than anything you got going on in the economy and Imperator. And it's very fluid, too. It feels like, hey, I was making a lot of money, and then this other empire built a building that massively increased their trade. Like a trade center is like a +3 to trade Achaemen. Now suddenly all of my provinces near that area are getting their goods from Epirus instead of from me, and that lowers my income. Because internal trade routes actually make you money. You only pay 2 gold, but this receiving, importing place it was manufactured at gets 4. So it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so back to here. I'm trying to specialize my areas. That's why I've put the population in very specific areas, because there are percent modifiers, buildings that increase percent modifiers, and that means stacking up buildings of a particular type. You can only, tier 1 buildings are the only ones available to you. Once you have 3 tier 1 buildings, then you start getting tier 2 available. Once you have 6 buildings of a particular type, then you can get tier 3 buildings. So that's why stacking is also good. You only have so many slots in the city. This one's growing really slowly, so we're going to build a salt house for food and health. Health is a direct reduction in the amount of food required for the next pop. Over here, we just got attacked. A red area would be good. Now, training grounds don't actually help for defense, but they're a green building, which means they don't take a slot, and I want red buildings, because, hey, getting some XP when a unit is created if I have to create one in a hurry, whatever. It also imports flax, so that's good. But more importantly, there's a thing called military expertise. This is the ratio of red buildings to number of provinces. So it's just like level of red buildings. So a level 3 red building counts as a 3. So you add up the sum of all your levels of red buildings, divide it by the number of provinces, and this is my ratio. I have approximately 3.5 levels of red buildings per province. That puts me in average. If you fall below 1, you get a penalty. If you get above 4, then you get a nice bonus to your military, specifically your leader pool. And I need this fucker to die because he's hurting my leader force pool as well, and the military experience required to level up. And that 30% military expertise penalty, that hurts me here. I lose 30% of that bonus. So I need that stupid emperor to die. And I don't have any way to mess with it and make it happen, but it is what it is. All right, we were on buildings. Spacebar, when you've got a province selected, or a region selected, is actually very helpful as well. Schools are great. Science buildings reduce decadence. Very useful. Oops, I keep hitting the B button. There we go. This, we probably want to take the free building. The amphitheater is actually better because it gives us a % bonus on, we're focused on culture here, so we're going to do that. Here we've got culture, food, and money output. Why are we doing all 3? I don't know. So we'll import copper to the region. That'll make us money. We'll gain metal, which is actually, I'm really concerned about that right now. So let's take any opportunity we can to build more metal. A sewers upgrade is pretty good because we're taking way too long to grow. How have we never built roads in Avernia? We've had this for decades. Wow. You can even see the regional roads in the map, which is kind of nice. We should have seen that sooner. Ooh. This should have more of those bonuses, but it doesn't. So it's not a good option for this choice. But you know what? Even though... that's not a lot of metal, actually. This really needs the food and the culture. So let's get a seed storage here to help the food situation. Once you've taken enough, by the way, as far as internal management is concerned, once you've taken at least half of the regions in a province, these are the default provinces, you can't change them, that's just what they are. Once you've taken at least half, you can form the province, and when you form a province, a number of things happen. A, all of the equipment production and stockpile for each individual region is pooled into the province. So that means you can have a much bigger stockpile, and your military production is now done at the province level instead of the region level. What that means is any red buildings in the capital that give bonuses to, like, see here, like, oh, reduction in manpower and equipment costs by 35%. Any of these things that are in the capital, manpower bonus of 10% is a straight up increase. But here's an XP bonus. Any of those in the capital work full. You get the full XP bonus, the full discount. Any of the red buildings outside of the capital contribute half of their XP or other bonuses towards the production of military units. So you want to always make the capital a big military red area. But then also there's still value in putting those red buildings out in the other areas, especially if you want like a region to be the place where you recruit X. Make sure you've got a barracks in every single area to make sure X comes out with extra XP. So the equipment pooling is also, because equipment is something you need when you first build a unit, and I think maybe even, I think just when you build it. So having a bigger equipment stockpile means in an emergency you can build a bunch of units very quickly. So those are the main things about provinces. Oh, they also pool infrastructure, which is like hammers in a Civ game. That's how you build buildings. It's also how you pay for upkeep of buildings. So the more buildings you build, the less infrastructure you have, so you have to build more infrastructure to keep up with it. And if you ever lose infrastructure as a result of an event or something, and you go into the negative, then the province will shift infrastructure around to cover it. But if the province ever goes in the negative, and it doesn't have enough to cover it, then you start having buildings decay and go away, and they basically lose. Food is also redistributed at the province level to some degree to help prevent starvation and encourage growth in various areas. So that's how the province system works. The money and culture and manpower and metal, those don't pool at a province level, those are all at the highest level. And the goal of the game is to have the most legacy by turn 500, which is 190 CE. Or if you can get 3 times as much legacy as your nearest opponent, then you can win that way. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to win that way, because I've got a pretty easy path to just winning the game. If I just stopped expanding, I'd be able to control my decadence and win forever. But what I'd like to do is try to... I'm playing on too easy a difficulty, so I'm trying to give myself a tougher challenge of winning before turn 500 by getting the 3 times the opponent's total legacy. I mean, the game manual makes a point of saying, hey, you can actually win the game if your empire's wiped out. Like, if you have a civil war and everybody gangs up on you at the end, towards the end of the game, but you've made so much decadence that they can't catch you, boom, you're good. So anyway, where does legacy come from? Legacy comes from a number of different places. Buildings, specifically wonders. So here we have the Emperor Palace. That gives me a legacy every turn. And you can see the Palace Library gives me a legacy every turn. Those are silver bordered. Gold bordered are world wonders, and those also sometimes give legacy, though sometimes they don't. Like the Capitol didn't, but I think like the pyramids is a gold border. That's a world wonder that gives legacy. I took over this area, which had the Temple of Artemis and the Mausoleum. Yes, these also give legacy per turn. So that's one way to get legacy. Another way is every objective area that you capture is legacy. So all of these light green regions, those were objectives that I had taken under my control. So they're providing me 1 legacy per turn forever until I lose them. And every area that has at least 1,000 culture produces 1 legacy. So this has 1,000 culture, that's 1 legacy point. Every area that has at least 5,000 culture produces 2 legacy points. Every area that has at least 50,000 culture produces 3 legacy points. And I think that's the cap. No, I'm sorry. 50,000 is 5 legacy points. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then 15,000. Yeah, 1,000, 5,000, 15. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 50,000 jumps up to 5. That's where it goes. Okay, let's get back to buildings. I'm sorry. I just wanted to sell you on this game because I think it's pretty cool. But I did a whole video about that. You can go back and watch it where I talk more about these systems. A deep iron mine gets me more metal. I know it hurts my health, but I kind of need that metal. Oh, but an amphitheater would be good too. Hang on, let's go back here. Where's our infrastructure, guys, and why aren't we getting much? This area is supposed to have infrastructure in at least 3 areas. This is one of them. I guess we're doing this to gain A, the 7 infrastructure, and B, the metal. It's going to take a long time because right now there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings. Once the salt house and the fortress and the preserved food store finish, then we'll move this 263 around more equitably, and these other ones will speed up. So I think we'll be good there. Here we're looking for, wow, this area where the slave market has a lot of slaves. That's probably way too many slaves, but we're looking for not that much loyalty. Let's build an irrigation canal here. Here we're looking for money or culture. A preceptor house is great because it's decadence reduction. And a slave market's awful because we already have plenty of those. So let's take the preceptor house to lower our we're keeping a handle on our decadence right now. Large warehouse is a green building, so it's just an upgrade, doesn't take a slot. Let's do that. Those are pretty easy. This one we made into an infrastructure piece, but maybe we should get some food. It's taking a long time to grow. Let's get a little bit more food. A sacred estate down here. Ooh, a prison would be a good pick here because that's a lot of decadence reduction and loyalty for just a little bit of money. Who's calling me? Not happening. Okay. Yeah, the prison is good. I want to control my decadence. And we kind of have plenty of equipment. Alright, so this province we know is having some problems. An irrigation system will help. Because it's got some problems with growth specifically, I think. No, growth is okay. 338 is actually not a lot of food for a whole province. So yeah, we do need the irrigation system. That'll help there a lot. Here, this is probably going to get lost soon, but we'll do that. This area, we've got focused on food and infrastructure. A quarry actually generates a lot of infrastructure because it's a percent-based boast. Now this doesn't even have regional roads. We're going to try building regional roads even while we're under siege, which is a weird kind of thing to do. Now, we determined we're not going anywhere because of the general, right? So is there any other buildings? Nope, that's the last building. So let's hit go and watch as this massive barbarian army starts screwing us over. I've never seen one that big. I don't know what caused that or how to deal with it. See, we're probably about right in terms of expansion for Rome because we didn't fight the Punic Wars and we didn't take over Illyria just yet. We've gone north earlier. We took Gaul early as well, but we took Gaul during the period where the Romans were historically fighting Carthage. And we just ignored Carthage and said, whatever, take North Africa, we don't care. Carthage, every single time I've started a war, they've sent an envoy and said, you warmongers, you're gonna pay, just you wait. Oh, something's gonna happen. Never happens. They never declare war on us. Well, we don't really need this, so we'll do the one that gives you some free unrest reduction. Displace slaves. Get them out of the areas with the slave markets and send them around the empire. Land taxes, discontent will occur among... nope, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so now this army, the general here, you can see they have much better veterancy. This is actually an old army that helped conquer Gaul in the first place. So, they're going in. Wish them luck. They've got a good attacking general. Now, if this turns into a defense because we're under siege, I'm going to tear my hair out because I'm pretty sure I figured it out. If you exit, then it's still considered a defense. But if you relieve a siege from the outside, that is an attack. I hope that I'm right there because this general is awful at defending. I do not have a 2-2 general anywhere. We got a 0-0 general. Oh, good. Here's a 0-1. Our other 0-1 has died. Okay. So now, we're going to try to finish off the Gothans here. Now this army is going to come deal with that Germanic rebel. They have almost finished their siege there. That's going to happen. That's probably going to fall this turn, and we'll come in as reinforcements at the last second. All right. These guys are going to come join this. This is what, the cataphracts or the light cavalry? Oh, we had light cavalry get built for all of our other armies. We're going to improve all the other armies with light cavalry. I think that includes these guys. They haven't gotten it yet, right? No, they have medium cavalry, but not light. All right, so we did to them. I'm going to send to these. The forest actually has its own light cavalry already, because if you're fighting on a 6-width front, then medium cavalry isn't even useful. So this is going to come join the Gallic Legion, such as it is. It's probably going to take massive casualties before they get there. And the final one is going to come and join, not the Forest Army, but the Germanic Army 2. This is Germanic Army 1. It's going to get its own. Okay. So that's good. Over here. These forces can merge. The Asia Minor Army is finally in a position with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And they've got 8 legions. They've got 1 cataphract, but the reinforcements of both cataphracts and light cav are on the way. However, what happened to the Achaia army? It's gone. They ran back home. Well, right now, they're blockaded. We've got a navy in both of the ports that they go to. So we are... yeah, we're going to besiege them. We didn't click on... if we click here, then we've got the assault. But we're clicking here to not order the assault. The assault is no longer sit there. Okay, so we're just going to besiege them down. They won't hurt us again. And then we'll come take this and they'll be gone forever. Well, not forever, because we thought we fought the Rati and they popped back up. And then we fought them again and they popped back up. And this is like the 4th time we're fighting them. Because these Germanic hordes here, they eventually settle down into a civilization. They're not just independent forever. If they spend long enough walking around conquering things and making things independent, which is what all this empty area is, then they eventually form things. The Rati have been formed 3 times by those forces. They're just interesting. Anyway, so I think our vanguard force is very close to getting its reinforcements. Did these guys already get them? Yes, they've got their light cav. They're ready to go. Now, this Epirate army is just moving through the area. This one's trying to conquer it. I don't want Epirus to conquer it. I think I go take it. It's going to be a very tough slog, but we're ordering the assault. One of the walls are breached, so they're not going to have that much defense. The vanguard is still going to stay here and recover 1 more hit point, at least for these guys. Oh, they never built roads. Built roads. Yeah. Okay. We've got all the orders out. Roads needs a target. We were going to make this a culture capital. But maybe we do land expansion first. They actually have plenty of slots right now. Land expansion will come back around, I'm sure. Now this irrigation canals are going to take a freaking age and a half, but that's okay. This does not give a lot of infrastructure. I think we need to cycle and hope for the warehouse next turn. We want the market. That's what we want. But we'll build the preserved food store for now. We'll build the market next time. An amphitheater. Doesn't take a slot, it's just an upgrade. Ooh, metal. Metal, 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 metal. I'm on the limit. And money. Oh god, my money is still a big problem right now. I can't build anything that takes that much money away. I can't do it. My upkeep is insane because of these armies that I raised. And the navies. Do I build this here? On the day of my daughter's wedding? Well, this is culture also. A monument is good for culture. Plenty of infrastructure. So maybe we go for food. But not that food. A better food. Hang on. A blacksmith is good here because the iron and copper are both here. Let's take it. We'll upgrade it and get another bonus later. City walls. Yeah, if you can do it. While you're under siege. Not even in the fun Steven Seagal kind of way. So a harbor. Shipyard level 1. It imports hemp and not from our good friends. We don't want a slave market here. A theater is going to help. An academy. Oh god. I've been building these science buildings like crazy and it's costing me too much money. I think we build this here now. Yep. That's a 15% increase on our money income. And flat 21 money on top of that too, I think. This, money and metal, but no bonus from copper. So let's avoid that, I think. A barracks here will help if we ever have to build things. Loyalty isn't really a question. Aqueduct, if we're low on health, we're not necessarily. Oh god, it's 1 o'clock already. I've went way too far for today. I usually only do 12 hours. Or 12 hours. 2 hours. Let's do aqueduct. Let's just finish this building rotation and then we'll hit end turn and then we'll call it a day. I can't... Oh, the school isn't going to cost me any extra money. That's good. So we'll build the school. The Preceptor House did, though, I think. We could do wells... Or we could do an oration tribute for loyalty. We don't need the oration tribute, so let's just get flat food with a % bonus. Brickwork is good. Oh, a cultural site is better. A dry dock. We already have the shipyard level 2, so the only thing the dry dock does is give us a 15% reduction in equipment cost, which I don't really care for. Now this is a big money and culture thing. We're missing sales. The dry dock would actually give us sales. No, it would import sales. Oh, no, it's local. It needs sales. It's local. Okay. We don't need the loyalty, though. So I don't like this. This is not a place that has a big trade acumen. I think we cycle this and look for money something. Ooh, a bank, but this is not our money-making area. Never mind. Wood cutting. Ugh, that's our only options for infrastructure, huh? How's our infrastructure output? 178, it's kind of low. It does give us a little bit of money. A racing track gives us a lot of money, but also a lot of decadence. Let's take the wood cutting while we're here. We cycled this last time because we needed what? We needed money and, slave market. Get out of town with that. Useless. We don't want the warehouse. We don't want the flax. We're cycling it again. We're looking for something better. Okay, that's done. Let's find out what happens with this giant army. It's actually a little smaller than it was before. I think it was 300 and something before. But maybe not. Maybe it's just the size of the units. Gulp. Here it goes. Oh, this is where we assaulted the city here. Epirus was besieging it, but if we assault it, we grab it and sneak it from him. Yeah, we know you're our ally, but not for long. Alright, here we go. I think we've got a good shot at this. Alright, we're tied there, but we've got a slightly higher minimum roll. This is going to be up to the dice. Ooh, big, big dice goal. Dice gods are on our favor there. Crushed them. This is going to be urban militia somehow with huge terrain defenses because of the city. Oh, urban militia are a city defender. They get a bonus defending the city, I bet. That's what that means. Okay. Plus the city defense bonus. Alright, we are winning handily. Yeah, we lost a little effectiveness there, but we're about to go into pursuit phase, and we won. We took the city. They couldn't hold it. It is ours. Alright, this is one of our armies. What is this? The Germanic Army 2 going up against these rebels. This should be real easy. Even in Forest, these guys aren't very strong. They're warriors, which means they've got slightly better defenses in forests, I think. Oh god, they're better than us. Partly because we don't have our archers in reserve, we have legions in reserve. And the cataphracts. Oh god, I should have just... I thought we were going for planes. The next battle after this was going to be planes. That's why I sent this army up here. Alright, we fought it to a stalemate. Ooh, we've got a big advantage here on the flank because our auxilia are actually support units is why. And because they're exhausted and they don't have a support unit. Too bad. That should have been better. There we go. Chonked. Alright, pursuit phase will probably kill 3 more. Yep, 3 more. Alright, this is 34 units, so both of our armies met up together to fight. Unfortunately... Oh, we've got warriors in the front line, okay. And Rex Custodiae. That's interesting. Hold on. Hold your horses. It put the Legion in the back line. That's actually good. I thought it would put the legions up front, but yeah. Unfortunately, we've got a shitty general. Oh god, that's going to make a big difference. We're only rolling 1 die. And our Rex Custodiae... Oh god. Alright, they're okay. They didn't take damage. They can't be replaced. I got that army when I absorbed one of the... Oh, no! My warriors! Oh, no. They're gone too. Alright, my 2 forest armies are going to have to merge into 1 now. This was never supposed to happen. We were supposed to have a better general than this. Oh, there we survived. Oh, but maybe not for long. Okay, we're good. I really didn't want the forest army to go in with the other army. They would have been better on their own, which is stupid. The deployment is very annoying. Alright, this is in a snowy forest. This is going to be real bad. Now, this is a regular old legion. We don't have the cataphracts, which is good. And we only have 5... It's only a 5 width? Oh, because it's snowy. Jesus Christ. You see this? Legions are clumsy in the forest. But these guys have so many bonuses that these guys don't have. Because the Legion in the back, they would have at least got one more, but this is going to be rough. Alright, the other ones will be good because we have Auxilia behind them, which are actual support units. So they get the +2. Ugh. We're not even going to wear them down at all. They're going to take 0 damage from this. Because they have a frickin' 2 defender. It's not possible. Nothing I build can fix this. Which is very frustrating. Like, attacking in forest is impossible for the Romans to do because they don't have units that are good in forests. The enemies do. So the enemies have good units in forests, then they get the +2 forest bonus on top of it. So that's how they get to 8 compared to my 6. Ugh. So Forest Army 2 and 1 are going to merge together now. It's their only hope. But I also didn't have a decent general over there at all. But when you have this guy or this guy with the 1-2, so he's got a defensive general of 2, even if I attack him with an attacking general of 2, it just means whoever's got the strongest army wins most of those things. I could attack this army. He's only got a 1 general on defense. It might give me a chance. If it wasn't a snowy thing, it might have been slightly better, but crap, I don't know. These guys have to retreat because they can't afford being attacked with a 2 general that's only good on defense or on offense. All right. We're going to call it there. I'm going to go eat lunch. I'm apparently starving. Now that I've said that, I definitely am. So thanks for watching, everybody. We will pick it up tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Have a good one.